Wicked Saturday market breakdown. So, essentially, I've just kind of filtered down to these pairs. I'm going to go through it again in two different new units of light, and then just annotate it properly. But this is basically what I've kind of filtered it down to. So, yesterday I went through all of the pairs on the Friday market breakdown. Today's the Saturday, so new unit of time. Essentially, I didn't completely clear off my charts. I did for some of them, but not for all of them, only because I was quite satisfied with what I forecasted, and I did do it in um, basically two different sessions yesterday. So it's yeah, I mean, to be honest, more so I did that just to kind of give myself that perspective and also um, that mental rest so that I can come back with fresh eyes. But now I feel like, I'm getting a lot more sharper, I'm getting a lot more better. And I think 2 units of time is usually just enough now instead of three. So most probably I'll end up just finalizing the Sunday market breakdown and doing all the date work I need to, or perhaps maybe tomorrow evening I might just refresh myself with it. But essentially DXY. So DXY is a little bit messy, but it's there. So if I just bring it in here, essentially what we have is this sort of falcon flag sort of feel. We have a 1, 2, 3 with an override meet. So call it an M star if you want. Just kind of extended a little bit further, pulled out, pulled back in. Nice little. We could actually say that this is tweezer tops here. We've got that double pin bar here. So we had that commitment, which is really nice because last week I was thinking don't really see them that much, but it's weird because I think one of the things is like when you also have a trading plan, when you start looking for things, they start appearing a lot more. And it's a lot nicer. So definitely a big 1% for me is obviously, now really applying a refined trading plan, not having so many different things. Because when you have so many things, you see so much and everything becomes a level of valid, which is, it's not really funny. But yeah, so this is pretty good. So looking at this is the sort of larger structure here on the DXY, and we've had a push down and we're just creating a flag now. There isn't a sort of 3-touch commitment at this point. I don't think DXY will have it, so I'm not going to be obviously entertaining any sort of trades. But in terms of a forecast, I think this is going to scoop up, maybe come up a little bit more, fill this wick, push back down, create a flag, and then go. And that's basically the outlook for DXY. In terms of a longer term perspective, I think we're coming down to these override levels down here. We might even have some larger pullbacks to be expected in this sort of area here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do create something like that, and then we have something a little bit larger before we sell off. It's always a possibility, and then we can literally say, is this a head and shoulders where you have left shoulder meets head meets right shoulder? So that's basically my outlook for the DXY. Nothing too OTT, but because we're so early in the run, this can just continue to really sell off before we start getting commitment back up. So I'm just kind of seeing this as a sort of, maybe there's a head and shoulders. If there's a head and shoulders here, it's going to be phenomenal because I think that leg in here is going to be great. So this could materialize over the course of the next week. And then by some point next week, we might even be in for a massive move on Euro USD, gold, and the DXY. So that's something of me. Okay, cool. Then I'm just going to go through the filtered pairs now. So essentially, you've got some commodities on here, and I've also got an indice this week, which is the US 30. I think they're just prime in some really good areas. So I'm going to go through the commodities first, and then I'll go to the indices, and then I'll go through all the Forex pairs. So we have got, I believe, 18 pairs in there that we have to filter through for next week. Now, something that I've personally had a choice on is probably having less is better for me at this point in time, just because I think actually, to be honest, when I say less is better, I mean more so just to help me reduce taking too many trades. At the moment, I am facing a lot of, too much opportunity now. I'm hoping that the fact that I've put 2 new rules into my, 2 new major changes into my trading, it may also help me in that light or force me to actually, respect the fact that over trading is not required, because the strategy that I'm trading isn't required for me to trade actively every day. Don't need to be by the charts all the time, and that's one of the best things about it. So I need to appreciate and respect that. The 2 major changes that I've made are The first one is that I've amended my trading plan. So I've reduced the amount of setups in my trading plan. And then the second one is limited to one trade a day for the remainder of this month. So we've not got much days actually. So it'll be next week, just one trade a day maximum. So I have to really make sure that I've really filtered down, and it's definitely going to be the trade and the entry area and criteria. Everything meets what I need. Um, and then, if I don't take a trade, that's also a trade. So that's also something very positive. Not taking a trade is a trade. Um, and yeah, so I'm gonna basically go down those routes where maximum is usually two trades, but it's going to be one trade a day. And then also on top of that, I'm going to make sure that I'm following this new trading plan that I've developed. So it's basically I've compiled through all of my trades over the past few months since August till the end of November, and basically my strike rate's been pretty high with pushing a flag. So 15-minute flag, first 15-minute from a major point, inflection point override, um, and then or larger flag, third touch, whatever the situation is, and then the other one is obviously, well, they're all pushing the flags really. Haven't really got any risk entries off overrides, pin bars, things like that. Now I know that the validity is good, but it's going to challenge me quite a bit to be very disciplined and not take those because I'm so used to seeing those and acting on them. It's going to be interesting for me to not act on them now and only take something a little bit different now. Um, in terms of obviously a refined entry, yes, if it's within the criteria of my smaller flag, then yeah, I could take it. But I'm just taking AFTs and 15-minute flags. I just seem to be very good at understanding them and being patient to wait for those, or when I do take those, um, it's those are the ones that I'm actually having a high strike rate on. And in terms of profitability, it's working out more in my favor. So I think if I'm going to be patient, I'm going to wait for those ones and just see how that plays out for the week, and then from there we'll see where we go. So yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, I'm going to basically now just film myself going through the pairs, and wicked. That's basically it. So we are now good to go. So filtered in, got 4 watch lists for currencies, 2 commodities, and then I've got 5 for wildcards and a 6th for gold. I did kind of go 6 on 6 again, but more so probably won't be taking a trade on all of these. They probably won't all play out. So it's possible that only 1 or 2 trades, but that's all I'm really looking for, to be honest. So we'll see how it goes. I definitely would love to see all of these play out, and I probably won't be taking a trade on all of them because of my rule that I'm putting in place. So filtering through will be a little bit of an interesting one, but I think above all, I think I'll opt in for UJ if UJ shapes up well. I'll opt in for AJ it as secondary because it's looking pretty good. I think we're going to get a little push out, maybe meet with this trend, have that final push low, and then kind of see what happens from there. USD CAD looks pretty nice. Looks like we've created a middle section for this 1, 2, 3. I'm interested in this 1, 2, 3 because we could just push off. Looking at how things are, we might even get to this override. So I think I'll just mark that on as override 1, but that's basically the override that I've got my eyes on because I've seen it time and time again where we kind of just get here and then sell off. So I'm not primed on that perfection of that third touch, but definitely is a interesting point to be eyeing up because we have a double top there as well. Gives us that nice little falcon flag sort of feel. Would be interesting. So USD CAD's going to be sick, honestly. And then yeah, got the rest of them in there. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to do my Sunday market breakdown now, and then yeah, take care. Cheers. Bye.